Okay guys, welcome to the channel, and welcome YouTubers, and welcome Criterion fans, or Criterion fans, depending on how you pronounce that. I ordered a bunch of stuff from the recent flash sale from Criterion, and I'm happy to say it all arrived today. So I've got two packages here, and I'm going to grab my trusty knife here and open these packages up. I have not opened them up. I know what's here. I ordered it. But I don't know which is in which box. So let's start with, one's a box and one's this. Let's start with this. It's always interesting to see how they want you to open these things. I'm assuming I can just tear this thing right down the side here and get at it. Post office made us pick it up at the post office instead of delivering it to the house. I don't know what that was all about. And by rights, it should have been here, by my calculation, on Saturday, but it made it today. I think the only reason it made it today was because they did deliver it to the post office, because my information said it was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania this morning, and had to get to here. All right, I like how they did this. Inside, in addition to the, you've got cardboard on either side, so it's gonna, travel nicely, and it did. All right. Okay, so let me do this, and then I need to grab something from up here. Okay, this will make the this makes it all make sense here. Okay, let me check this out. Yeah. Okay. So there's a bunch of directors that are considered to be the modern masterpieces, I guess, or some of the most influential directors. You've got people like Godard, you've got Truffaut, you've got certainly Ingmar Bergman would be one. Akira Kurosawa would be another. I'm thinking foreign directors now. Of course, Alfred Hitchcock in this country. And then there's one that I think is a little less famous than some of the other ones, but every bit as influential, and actually, in some ways is the equal to those, but doesn't get the same kind of reputation, I suppose. At least I was not aware of him as much as I should be. But now I've completed the trilogy, his trilogy of films that he put out in the early 60s. I'm talking about Michelangelo Antonioni. And I think I'm saying that right. I believe I am. His first film in the trilogy, and these are all kind of about desolation and about loneliness and kind of boredom, or ennui, as the French would say, and isolation. The first one that I have, and I haven't opened it yet. I had it before, but I hadn't opened it until I completed the trilogy. I thought I completed it once before, but I had a botched sale at Barnes & Noble. They had a credit card issue. It wasn't my issue, it was their issue. But anyway, long story short, I'm glad I waited, because now I got them on the flash sale instead of paying the full price. So the first one is L'Avventura, which I believe means the adventure. And this one is about from 1960. It's about a disappearance of a young woman during a yachting trip off the coast of Sicily, and the search by her lover and her best friend. Yeah. And what it says is, sorry about the light there. It's a gorgeous tale of modern ennui and spiritual isolation. That's what I said, ennui and boredom. So that's that one. Quite the, I think what Antonioni's known for is less dialogue and plot development, and more long, slow shots that kind of, create a feeling or an image. I'll find out more when I watch it. I've read about it. I haven't watched it yet. So fairly thin booklet from the look of it here, but beautiful bluish gray photography there. Kind of really like that. So that's that one. Again, I had that one. What came today was La Note. And what this says, it's a psychologically acute, visually striking modernist work. It was Michelangelo Antonioni's follow-up to L'Avventura. This is Marcello Mastroianni, who's a very famous Italian actor, and Jean Moreau star as a novelist and his frustrated wife, who over the course of one night confront their alienation from each other and the achingly empty bourgeois Milan circles in which they travel. Cool. Moodily sensual cinematography and subtly expressive performances make this an indelible illustration of romantic and social deterioration. Again, he's all about isolation, deterioration, boredom. 122 minutes, 1961. Black and white in Italian with subtitles. These are all going to be in Italian. Love Italian movies. I'm torn between Italian and French as my favorite, and Japanese. I guess I'm torn three ways, but those three. I lean toward Italian. One of my favorite movies is Bicycle Thieves by De Sica, and that's certainly Italian. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to La Notte. I think I said that right. And next, the third in the trilogy. This one is the dual format edition. You can still get some of those. They haven't sold out of them yet. And once they do, then these will only be on Blu-ray, and the DVD will be separate in the DVD price. And this one's L'Eclisse. I think I'm saying that right. L'Eclisse. Interesting cover. And it's the concluding chapter of Antonioni's informal trilogy on contemporary malaise, boredom. It tells the story of a young woman who leaves one lover and drifts into a relationship with another. Using the architecture of Rome as a backdrop for the doomed affair, Antonioni achieves the apotheosis of his style in this return to the theme that preoccupied him the most, the difficulty of connection in an alienating modern world. I'll give you that. 126 minutes, 1962, black and white, of course. Italian with English subtitles. High definition, digital restoration. Audio commentary. A 56-minute documentary on Antonioni. 1 Blu-ray, 2 DVDs. And a thick-ass book. It's heavy. Of course, part of that's the 2 DVDs, but you can see the booklet in there, I think, too. Pretty thick. Yeah. So that is L'Eclisse. L'Eclisse? I don't know. I think it's L'Eclisse. But I don't know what that means. Could mean the affair for all I know, but I don't think so. Oh, also a 22-minute piece from 2005 about Antonioni and this movie. Featured Italian film critic Adriano Apra and longtime Antonioni friend Carlo Di Carlo. Carlo Di Carlo, there's a name, huh? Anyway, looking forward to this one. The other one had a lot of extras on it too. La Note. Let's see, a new interview with film critic Adriano Apra and film historian Carlo Di Carlo again. A new interview with Professor Giuliana Bruno. Plus a booklet and so on. So less extras on La Note, but I had to complete the trilogy. So that is the Antonioni trilogy. Those three. Kind of cool. Looking forward to watching all three of them. I like the whole idea of, relationships being very difficult in modern times and in our modern society. Well, I would agree with that. The other one I got in this package is a director approved. Todd Haynes is the director. This is a 1995 movie. A strange cover. I'm trying to decide if I like the cover artwork or not. I like the color contrasts. I'll say that much. 119 minutes in color. For some reason, monaural, but it's a 4K digital transfer, so that's kind of cool. Here's Safe, Julianne Moore. She gives a breakthrough performance, it says, as someone who feels she comes down with a debilitating illness. Actually, it says she comes down with one. After the doctors that she sees can give her no clear diagnosis, she comes to believe that she has a frighteningly extreme environmental allergy. And this is a metaphor for the AIDS crisis. Also as a drama, it's a commentary on the self-help culture. Also a drama about class and social entanglement. And is a horror film about what you cannot see. This drama was named the best film of the 1990s in a Village Voice poll of more than 50 critics. Never heard of it until I saw it on Criterion Collection. Really interesting looking scenes here on the back. I don't know if you can see those. Interesting colors. Really pastel looking in a lot of areas. Hence the pastel colors on the cover maybe. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to it. 4K digital transfer audio commentary featuring the director, Julianne Moore, and the producer. New conversation between Haynes, the director, and Moore, aside from the commentary. Also includes The Suicide, a 1978 short film by Haynes. Plus an essay by, it looks like a pretty thin book in here to me. 3-4 pages maybe, something like that. That's fine though. Safe. So that was that haul. And then here is the box that I got. So this has got 4 movies in this. Now I know what's in this one, now that I know what's in the other. Well, I think I know what's in this one. Hold on. Alright guys, sorry about that interruption, but my wife is out. The kids are, I got 2 kids playing tennis. They're out of town by like an hour. And apparently they're just, and it's 8 o'clock or something, 7:30, 7:45. They're going to be another hour at least, maybe longer. So she's not feeling well, and I may end up going to pick them up. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, they're not going to be ready for an hour, so I guess it's a moot point right now. Anyway, the films. I've got 4 films here. Let me start with what I think is the oldest one. I don't know. Let me do it by spine number. Let's see the spine number here. Yep, it'll be in this order then. By spine number. It's not all that old, but it's. I've wanted this for so long, and it's it's one of those movies that I pick it up, I look at it, I go, do I want this? And I finally pulled the trigger on it. I don't know what's taking me so long. I guess because I heard it move slow, and there are times, and a lot of times I'll watch movies at night after I get out of work, and that's not the time to watch a Criterion movie in another language. The best time is like a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon or a day when I have off. It's not always the easiest thing to watch at 7 or 8 o'clock at night when I've got to get up at 5 in the morning. So I guess I've delayed, but everything about this movie sounds like I'd like it. And what few scenes I've watched from it, and I've only watched a handful, really make me think I'm going to enjoy it. It's from 1972. It's 166 minutes long, so we're talking almost 3 hours. It is in Russian. It's 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio. And I'm talking about Tarkovsky's Solaris. This glare is killing me. Yeah, it's a little better, I guess. Solaris. Really looking forward to watching this one. Very interesting cover on it. Really like the look of it. This is the Blu-ray, obviously. Everything's Blu-ray that I got. Or Blu-ray DVD. Well, actually, everything else is a Blu-ray. High definition digital restoration, video interviews with the actress, one of the actresses, the cinematographer, the art director, and the composer. Excerpt from a documentary, a booklet, fairly good-sized booklet. 9 deleted and alternate scenes, and the 166-minute movie. This is about a group that goes to a group of people in space at the Solaris space station. I'm not sure what planet they're supposed to be near. But anyway, they send up a psychologist and a cosmonaut to go up and check into it because apparently the crew is experiencing some odd behavior. And he goes up to check it out. It's supposed to be like the Russian 2001 or Tarkovsky's 2001. I'm looking forward to watching that one. So that's that. Next, I don't know why I got this. Well, I do, but I don't. I read something about it, And then, you know, a lot of times what will happen with the Criterion Collection, and most of these things I've never seen before. And that's the beauty of the Criterion Collection, isn't it? It's the only really group putting out movies that I can almost blind buy every single one of them. I've not run across, somebody asked me once, have you run across a Criterion you haven't liked? There's some I've liked less, but I can't think of one I didn't like at all, where I would say, oh man, I'm really sorry I bought that. Some that I said, you know, I thought it was overrated. I didn't think it was worth the praise that it got. Others I felt were more worthy of the praise. Some weren't my cup of tea, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. I learned something from it. I liked the acting in it. Every single one. I'm trying to think if there's one that I've seen. I have to go through I'm gonna have to go through my whole collection and see if there's anything. So far, I'm scanning, and every single one of these I've liked. I can't see one that I haven't liked yet. No, not one. There's some I haven't watched yet, and you know, maybe the verdict's out. There's a couple I haven't watched that I'm probably iffy on. I can't see one that I haven't liked. I would say no. There's not one I haven't liked. So that's why I thought this would be good. And what I read was this is one that people watch every single Christmas. And so I thought, you know, I love a Criterion movie that I could watch every Christmas and would be, you know, about family and about, you know, life in general and so on. And I thought this would be a really good one. This is, I've never heard of the director, Arnaud Desplechin. Guessing he's French. 2008, 152 minutes. This is another one that's almost 3 hours. This is called A Christmas Tale. Love the artwork on it. I don't know what I'm looking at there, but it's really cool looking. It appears to be a tree, but it's not quite a tree. It's smoke from a cigarette at the bottom. And it forms sort of a tree. I don't know. We'll see. 152 minutes. It's director approved. There's also a new 35-minute documentary featuring interviews with the director and actors. Catherine Deneuve was in it, and that's part of what got me. I love Catherine Deneuve. She's gorgeous. This is obviously in her later years. It's a 2008 movie. My guess is she's still fairly gorgeous. So in this beguiling Christmas Tale is what it says. In French, it's Un Conte de Noël. Catherine Deneuve brings her legendary poise to the role of Junan, matriarch of the troubled Vouliard family, who gather at Christmas after she learns she needs a bone marrow transplant from a blood relative. That simple family reunion setup, however, can't begin to describe the unpredictable, emotionally volatile experience of this film. An inventive, magical drama that's equal parts merriment and melancholy. Unrequited childhood, loves, and blinding grudges. Brutal outbursts and sudden slapstick. Music, movies, and poetry. A Christmas Tale ties it all together in a marvelously messy package. Sounds great. It sounds like, what I read about it was, it's like a true family gathering. If you've gathered with family, you know, one thing about family is, you know, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. They're just there. They're who you got, right? A pretty good sized book with this one from the look of it. I'll probably do some unwrappings of this stuff. But for right now, I'm just going to go through the titles. And I can certainly do reviews on all these. I'm looking forward to watching every single one. I'm liable to watch A Christmas Tale before next Christmas, I can tell you that, because it just sounds really good. And with an actress like Catherine Deneuve in it, it's going to be good. I have no doubt. So, and there's also this one, there's also a documentary about the sale of his family home called L'Ami. It's a 2007 documentary about the sale of his family home. That's probably good too. I don't know how long it is, it doesn't say, but I'm sure it's interesting. So, Christmas Tale. Like the look of that one. I got 2 left in my haul. I got 7 total if you're keeping track. I owned already La Ventura, so that one's already been here. This one, another one I've never seen. I like horror movies when they're done right. I know I've talked a lot about horror movies and what I like and what I don't like, and monsters and classy rather than gory, if that makes sense, I guess. And to me, monster movies were classy. This is called The Innocence. And to me, one of the biggest scary things is dread. The author Clive Barker wrote a short story called Dread, and that's one of my favorite short stories he's written, about how dread sometimes can be worse than anything else. That fear that's in your gut, that something could happen, might happen, is worse than sometimes what ends up happening. That's true almost all the time, isn't it? Anyway, this movie's from 1961, and I'll just read you part of it with the back. This genuinely frightening, exquisitely made, supernatural gothic stars Deborah Kerr, or Carr, I never can remember how to pronounce that, as an emotionally fragile governess. That's your first problem, being emotionally fragile. You don't want to be a governess. Who comes to suspect that there is something very, very wrong with her precious new charges. A psycho-sexually intensified adaptation of Henry James' classic, The Turn of the Screw, co-written by Truman Capote and directed by Jack Clayton. The Innocence is a triumph of narrative economy and technical expressiveness, from its chilling sound design to the depths of its widescreen cinematography. 4K digital transformation, or digital restoration, I mean. It's almost a transformation. Introduction by cultural historian Christopher Frayling. Audio commentary featuring Frayling. A new interview with a cinematographer. A new piece on the making of the film featuring interviews from 2006. And an essay by Maitland McDonald, or McDonough. Looks like a pretty thin booklet. 100 minutes long, 1961, black and white, 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio. But I think the key to this one is going to be, it's going to be a good horror movie. And I always like a good horror movie. And this is, my guess, going to be one. Shot in black and white. And some of the best horror movies, in my opinion, have been in black and white. So, am I down to the last one already? How sad. It's always sad to get to the last Criterion one I pick up. Last but not least, the newest of the bunch. Well, I guess Safe is also new. This is the newest of the bunch. And this one, well, it's Watership Down. The second animated movie that's been put out by Criterion. And it's a great choice. The first one was relatively safe, Fantastic Mr. Fox. It was a Wes Anderson movie. It had a lot of big name talent in it. This does also. But this is an older movie, 1978. It's allegorical, like Animal Farm would be. So this is going to have a lot of comparisons, I guess, to our current society. It's a big screen adaptation of Richard Adams' classic British dystopian novel about a community of rabbits under terrible threat from modern forces. Yeah, I love the animation in this. John Hurt is one of the, I guess probably the main talent in it. It says it's an emotionally arresting, dark-toned allegory about freedom and amid political turmoil. Okay. Really looking forward to watching Watership Down. Should be good. I love a good animated movie. This is probably going to be one. So, just to wrap up, Watership Down. Love it. The Innocence horror movie, black and white. Move some of the stuff out of the way here so all this stuff fits down in this box for me till I put it away on the shelves. I don't know if it all will. Solaris. Tarkovsky's 2001, I guess. The one, I think I'm looking forward to this one more than any of them. I don't know why. Something about it got to me. That's A Christmas Tale. I'll let you know how good it is, but I'm really excited to see that one. Then, what's been called the best film of the 90s? Safe, Julianne Moore. Well, La Ventura I already had, but I'm going to watch that. La Note and L'Eclisse, all by Michelangelo Antonioni. So looking forward to that. Check him out if you haven't. Google him or whatever you need to do to look into who he is, because evidently, and you know, like I said, he's new to me recently, within the last year or so. I mean, he's relatively new to me. All these other directors I mentioned I'd heard of before, but not Antonioni. So anyway, that's it. And I think it's a great pickup. It was for me. Let me know what you guys got if you took place in the flash sale. Hey, if you're not getting the Criterion emails, you really should. Go out to Criterion.com, sign up, get an account. You can also keep your Criterion Collection out there if you have one. I'm going to be adding these to my collection. You can find me at Dean of DVD on the Criterion website. Just search for Dean of DVD, and I believe you'll find my list. You'll see what I've got. I've got quite a few, probably 200 titles. As you can see behind me, all these shelves here are all Criterions. And I just love them. I love Criterion movies. I love what they do with them. I love the movies they choose, and I love the packaging and the extras. So can't go wrong with a Criterion. I got some other stuff today, but I'm not going to mess with it within the Criterion world here. I'm going to keep that separate, as I think it should be. So if you want to see any of these in particular opened and discussed, let me know. I'll probably already have it open, but I certainly can go through it, show you the booklet and what the disc looks like. And if I've watched it by then, certainly can give you some insights into what I think about it. And I will have watched some of these, I'm sure, pretty soon, although I still have some back here ready to watch. But everything in its time, I suppose. I did just watch The Great Dictator with Charlie Chaplin, and that was really good. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Get out to that Criterion site. Sign up for their emails, because you will get the flash sales. Usually it's a 24-hour thing. It's like noon to noon. So if you don't, by the time you get in on it, sometimes a lot of them are gone if you don't get that email. If you get that email and you jump in on it within the first 3 or 4 hours, which I didn't do this time, by the way. I could kick myself. I was debating a couple different ones, and by the time I got around to pull the trigger, they were gone. I'll get them in July when the Barnes & Noble sale comes around. Anyway, guys, take care. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.